Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Who's a Tiger King fan here? Watch that over the my quarantine time. Little Tiger King action. Hello, I'm Greg Underdahl. Welcome to Angling Uploaded. Going to do a recap of what are we doing a recap of? This is the Major League Fishing's Bass Pro Tour Stage 4 on Lake Toho, and we're talking day 2, Group B. And I didn't get much sleep last night, so I think I maybe got 4 hours of sleep, which is pretty good for me now that I have a CPAP machine. It's right over there, my CPAP machine. I love my CPAP machine. If you have snoring problems, you need to get a CPAP machine because honestly, before, if I only got 4 hours of sleep without my CPAP machine, I couldn't do this right now. So even though I am exhausted, I'm still able to do this even with 4 hours of sleep with my CPAP machine. Thank you, CPAP. So let's get into it. Today was a tough day, really tough day, and I don't know exactly why. Some theories I heard from the commentators on the live show that the lightning, we had a big storm kind of move through last night with lightning, some quite a bit of rain, but more of a lightning kind of event. They theorized that that could spook the fish. I don't know, hard to say, but it was definitely a tougher day. I was paired with Luke Clausen. Luke actually, I guess he won the Classic here like a few years back. Is terrible that I don't know that. I don't know what year that was, but he said that he had won the Classic here. How do I not know that? So I was paired with Luke Clausen. Never worked with Luke before, and he had high hopes in the morning because he had, obviously great experience on Lake Toho, but it was tough. Honestly, I was thinking like most of the day, what in the hell am I going to talk about in this video? Because there was like nothing happening like for most of the day. For like the first period, not a whole lot going on. I did film Luke Clausen catching a 5-pounder on a frog, which was very cool. But it was discouraging. I mean, I've been in that position before where it's like you can't seem to get anything going. You try everything, and it's just like you're just grinding and nothing's happening. He catching that 5-pounder really did give him a boost, though. Obviously, that would give anybody a boost. But it was still after that. Then it was back to just being slow. But the whole field, with the exception of Skeet Reese, who won the day, for pretty much for the whole field, it was a tough day. So then Mark Daniels caught a 7-pound, 15-ounce bass, and for a while that was the big fish. So I was moved from Luke Clausen to Mark Daniels Jr. Never worked with Mark Daniels Jr. before. And it was great. Super nice guy. He was doing a lot of flipping, and just again, it was like it was dead. I mean, I think altogether he caught 3 fish today, but I never had anything on camera with him. So when I got in the boat, that was after he caught a 715, which for a while was the big fish. But that was overtaken by Mark Davis, who caught a 9-pounder. I can't remember how many ounces it was, but so Mark wasn't able to get the big fish for the day. And in this tournament, the heavy hitters, this is Stage 4 Major League Fishing Bass Pro Tour heavy hitters. Catching a big fish in this tournament is a lot. You get a lot of money for it. So there's quite an emphasis on catching a big fish for this tournament. So I know that it had to be kind of discouraging for Mark, but just checking my notes here. So Mark is sponsored by Garmin, and there's been an influx of new trolling motors this year. Lowrance has got a new trolling motor. They're in the trolling motor business now. Garmin is now in the trolling motor business. I'm probably forgetting. I'm hearing Power Pole is coming out with a really of all the trolling motors. I'm hearing a lot of very, very cool things about the Power Pole trolling motor. There's a lot of buzz about this trolling motor. It's supposed to be amazing. But Mark Daniels Jr. had a Garmin trolling motor, and I'm really impressed with this motor. First of all, it's really clean looking, and Garmin makes great products. And I'm sure this trolling motor is a great trolling motor. I asked him how it is. I mean, he's sponsored. So take that for what it is. He's sponsored by Garmin. But he says it's a great trolling motor. I more than anything, just because I haven't used it, I like the way the thing looks. It's probably my favorite trolling motor as far as just how the trolling motor looks. I like how they wrap the cord. It almost like the cord goes around the top of the shaft, so it kind of looks like a spring. It's just like the management of the cord looks cool. Looks more clean and organized than a lot of trolling motors out there. I think overall, just the fact that you have these new trolling motors coming on the market. It was always Motor Guide and Minn Kota before, and now you have these new, the Lowrances and the Garmins and the Power Poles. It's just going to make, just in general, trolling motors that much better. I think I'm a big fan of Minn Kota trolling motors, and it's just going to up. I already think Minn Kota makes a great product, but it's only gonna improve the quality of Minn Kota trolling motors. So I look forward to seeing how they kind of up their game during all this. But the other thing too, which is really cool, is that Garmin, and I don't mean to make this sound like an advertisement or anything, but I was pretty impressed with how their graphs look as well. They're much more clean, in my opinion, than the Lowrance. Lowrance has got kind of a lot of buttons sort of on the side, and I like the way Lowrance graphs look, but I like even more how Garmin's look. It's just a very clean unit. Not a lot of buttons on the right. To me, simplicity is a huge thing, and I haven't messed around with the menu system in the Garmin's, but just as far as just looking at it aesthetically, I think it's a great looking unit. So again, I asked, Mark Daniels Jr. seems to really like their products. Again, he's sponsored, but sponsored by him, but that was just something I noticed in his boat. I like what Garmin is doing in the fishing world. Very impressed with them. Okay, so one thing, first of all, Mark Daniels Jr., he is, like a lot of anglers now, young anglers, he's recording his tournaments with GoPros for his YouTube channel. So he had a GoPro chesty on, which is kind of cool. I'm not exactly sure how he's mounting it, but it comes out of his jersey. You don't see like a GoPro chesty anymore. I'm thinking that he has the GoPro chesty harness underneath his jersey, and he just cuts out the mount so it pops out, and then he mounts the GoPro so it's over his jersey. So he had a GoPro Hero 7 on his chest, and on the back he had a GoPro Hero 8, which is the newest GoPro, which I've had my eyes on, and I'm really looking at the Hero 8 because the stabilization is even better than the Hero 7. And in a boat, stabilization is super important, just to steady your shot, not instead of everything shaking. And so I'm really looking. I mean, I was already impressed with the Hero 7. I have a Hero 7. To think that the Hero 8 is even better, I'm very interested in it. But one thing I noticed, this is just a little tip for anybody at home that wants to get a Hero 8. The problem with the GoPro Hero 8 that I just learned today is that the side door on it, to put external power, let's say you want to record your fishing day, right? The external, to put external power into it so that you can record all day, because batteries, GoPro batteries don't last long, you have to take the door completely off, okay? And it leaves everything exposed, because you want to plug power into it, right? But when you do that, you take the door off, and it leaves all the ports exposed. And so what I thought was really cool is that he had a third party door on his Hero 8 GoPro that allowed you to plug power into the Hero 8, but it closed off all those other ports. So I hadn't seen that before. It's made by the same company, that YOLO Tech, that makes the poles for GoPros that you stick into the light receptacle of your boat. So I'm going to be checking that out. One thing too, I asked him, about I asked Mark about his YouTube channel, and he said that he's doing well with it. He's got 30,000 subscribers, I think, plus. And what I found really interesting is that he's having his wife edit his videos. So to me, having a GoPro channel, or a YouTube channel, is awesome. The toughest part, I really enjoy filming, but editing is really the most difficult part of having a YouTube channel, because editing is the most time consuming. And so the fact that Mark has his wife editing his YouTube videos, I think is super awesome. And I'm gonna talk to my wife and see if she'll do it for me too, because it can be a real chore. Honestly, I'd have a ton more videos up if I enjoyed editing more. But so if you can get your significant other to help you edit, that's a pro tip. See if you want to start a YouTube channel, ask your wife if she'll edit your videos. Okay, so where are we here? Okay, so Mark's got this GoPro setup, his second GoPro setup. So he has a GoPro chesty, and then he has a GoPro on the back, mounted on a pole right in the middle of the boat. And I'm filming to the right of this pole, all the way back. When I film these tournaments, I film all the way in the back. In case you're watching this for the first time, I don't know if I even said any of this in the beginning. I'm a videographer. I film for Major League Fishing. Okay, so I'm doing vlogs right now about my experience doing this. I feel like I am absolutely. I feel like I'm hallucinating right now, so bear with me. Okay, so I'm just a tad bit dehydrated. So he's got this pole in the middle with a GoPro filming him, and I'm to the right of it, trying to stay out of the shot, but of course, getting live footage for the live show, for the Bass Pro MLF live show. And I'm filming. Got the camera on my shoulder. I also wear a PFD, inflatable PFD, constantly. I'm always wearing it because I don't want to have to put it on if we're rushing to another spot. I always just wear it, always have it on. So if we're going to another spot real quick, I don't have to. The angler doesn't have to wait for me to put my PFD on. So I got the camera going, and all of a sudden I just feel like this, imagine someone's just taken a needle and just ever so slightly just kind of pricking your skin, right? I'm like, what is going on? So I'm thinking it's the PFD. There's a sharp edge or something that's going into my back. And so I'm like, what is, and I can't reach it, all the way, right? So I'm having this difficulty. I eventually just have to put the camera down, and I'm able to reach back more, and I can feel a bug underneath my shirt, and it's moving around, and now I'm kind of freaking out, right? So I crush this thing. I don't even know what kind of bug this was. I don't know if it was trying to bite me or if it was just scraping me with his stinger, but not giving me a full-on sting. But it was creepy, man. Like on Lake Toho, there's tons of bugs, and it's humid. It's like if you have a problem with insects, this would be miserable. I don't have a problem with insects, but the fact that this thing was underneath my shirt and so I basically had to just pinch it under my shirt and kill it, and this is the funny part. So knowing that Mark Daniels Jr.'s wife is editing this footage, I had to take my shirt off in front of the GoPro that's recording and get this bug out of my shirt. So I apologize, Mark Daniels Jr.'s wife, that you had to see a doughboy, completely out of shape, mess in your husband's footage. So. It was kind of, I was a bit freaked out. I have to tell you. So, let's see what else. So, Mark locked. There's locks. The Lake Toho is like a chain of lakes, so there's a locking system, and he went to a canal to check out, and so the woman who is the lock tender. So you have to pull this rope. That makes a signal to, like, it's an alarm or whatever, that lets the lock tender, this woman, know that she's that you want to go locking through to the other side. Does that make any sense? Hopefully it does, because I can't explain it any better than that. And this woman was great. She's super nice. She's got a reputation. She's been like the lock tender for years and years, and many of the anglers know her. But she's super nice. Lets us in, and the whole process of raising the water in these locks is really fascinating. Like, what happens is the gates are closed, right? You pull this chain or this rope to let them know that you want to be let through the lock, and then all of a sudden the doors start going in, and then you go into the lock, the doors close, or the gates close, and then how did it work initially? How does this work? So the gates close, and then we're just sitting there in the lock, or in the in between the two gates, and the other door starts opening up, and they start just letting water flood in. So the lake level, or the water level on the other side was probably like 2 feet more. So they just gently kind of let water in. That raises up our level, and then once it's to the level outside, then the gates open up, and then we go through. But before all that happened, now you have an education on how locking works. Before that happened, I wear a mask because of all this COVID crap, and it says Major League Fishing on it, and she wanted one. So the boat official had some extras, and he was able to throw one of the Major League Fishing face masks up to the lock tender and give her one, and she really appreciated that. So that was pretty cool. And then we had I knew this was going to happen, because Florida is just, this time of year, it is super moist, man. This is a humid, moist state, especially this time of year. And there's constantly thunderstorms popping up. You get like into the early afternoon, and you start getting thunderstorms popping up, and that's what happened. We had a delay, and a weather delay, because of lightning, and I am deathly afraid of lightning. I think it's nothing to mess around with. I had a boss whose wife was killed by lightning. I know an angler who saw someone get struck by lightning and killed right in front of him. So I take it very seriously, and I'm glad that Major League Fishing takes it very serious. So whenever there's lightning around, They call it delay, and if you're anywhere near the lightning, you can take cover. So that happened, and I don't know, it was probably like a 30-minute delay. We only had 20 minutes left, so there was that 30-minute, or there's 20 minutes left of the tournament before the delay happened. So we kind of waited for the weather to go out for about 30 minutes, and it was kind of like crazy because I had to hurry up and get my camera, like a rain jacket on the camera, get myself all, with rain gear, get my rain gear on and everything. So it's I think about it. If you're not, I like the idea of adventure, and that's why I enjoy doing this. Obviously, I'm a fisherman, so it's a huge part of why I do this. I couldn't do this job if I didn't fish. I mean, I enjoy doing it, but I couldn't do it if I didn't fish, because it's really, really, really hard. And the other thing too is, if you don't like the sense of adventure, this is not the job for you either, because there's always stuff like weather coming in, and you've just got to just be able to roll with it and not be afraid of the elements, and kind of just in some sense kind of enjoy all of it, all of the chaos, because if you didn't, this would be a really miserable job. So that was kind of that's what happened today. It was just like, okay, you got to get your camera covered because you got a squall coming in, and you got all these batteries in your duffel bag that you got to protect, and I had to cover everything, and meanwhile I'm getting soaked. As crappy as that sounds, I take it over a desk job any day. So that's my day. I mean, I'm going to do this tomorrow too. I'm going to do it for the rest of the week. This is difficult to do. Like I told you, I am freaking tired right now. So if you enjoy these videos, please like this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We're going to be doing more videos. I'm trying to get off my ass and do more videos to grow this channel. So if you look at our videos that we've done, our playlists, and you like kind of the videos we've done in the past, we're going to be doing more videos. The best way to ensure that we're able to put more videos out is to subscribe. It's a vote of confidence, not a vote of confidence. It's like when you subscribe, you're voting. Yes, I want to see more of what these guys are producing. So please do that, and it would really mean a lot. If you don't want to, that's fine too. The fact that you're watching our videos, I do appreciate it. So thank you, and until tomorrow.